Hi, I'm John Byrne with Poets&Quants. I have with me today Bill Valenta, Assistant Dean of the MBA program and Executive Programs at the Katz Graduate School of Business at the University of Pittsburgh. Welcome.
Hi, John. How are you?
Very good. Now, Katz has done extremely well in rankings over the last 2 years or so. You've made considerable progress in several rankings, including the last Bloomberg Business Week ranking, where you popped in at 35. What's behind the success?
Success is 6 years in the making. It's a team effort. It's a matter of us taking a hard look at how we go about assessing our candidates. Quite frankly, viewing our candidates almost as you would from a supply chain, if you would like. And what that means is from the beginning of looking at a candidate, we do assessments of how the candidate will succeed in the program when they graduate. And we have built metrics and we have built a series of questions and other attributes that we look for in candidates that allow us to critically assess at the end of the program, do we believe that the candidate will be placed at graduation at a certain salary level? And I believe that what has happened is that has now allowed us to have more satisfied students.
Right.
We've had recruiters pay attention to us to the point where this year we've added Amazon and eBay are two recruiters that came on campus, and quite frankly, 6 years ago, that I couldn't have seen that happening. You know, with where we were, it was a tough time.
Yeah.
And then finally, what's happened with our student satisfaction, because what they're recognizing is they're part of something successful, and I think overall that's had the impact that it's had on the rankings.
Yeah. So like supply chain management, you're looking at the beginning at the end result, essentially.
Absolutely.
And trying to assess at the beginning what the end result might well be.
Without a doubt. And each student comes in with specific needs along the way. So the conversation starts at admissions committee with that student, and then there are notes that are taken about that student. So we think once they're admitted, this is what we have to work on right away. And the student will start on their personal branding statement what they're going to do. And then we start to work them through. But every student needs something a little bit different.
Sure.
And that's what we're able to do and work with them. And we build a plan, an individual plan for each student to bring them through the program to work with them to be successful.
Great. And when they show up on campus, when you do admit them and they accept, what happens?
International students come 3 weeks before the program. They do what we call an accent modification assessment. What we found was communication skills were keys for recruiters for international students. And we have a whole program that we work in conjunction with the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center to make sure that we do the best we can to increase the communication skills of those students. We do anything we need to do to help them find a place to live. I mean, couldn't imagine just coming in from India or China or Turkey and kind of dropping in with 2 suitcases and say now. So we do a lot of work with them to make sure that their living needs are set. By week 2, we're doing all the students come on campus. We do a week of team building and bringing in students in different ways, getting the class to know each other, starting to get them in a cohesive way, starting them working with career management on their resumes and interview skills, and we just really hit the ground running there. 3rd week are academic workshops, and then away they go into classes. And classes are built Monday through Thursday. Fridays are set for recitation, professional development activities. The fall's highlighted by all the students going to the National Black MBA Association Conference with us to start their internship search, and for the second-year students to start their job searches.
And obviously the first year is largely the core with some electives. And then among the electives, what are the specializations or concentrations?
So the concentrations across the board are finance, marketing, information systems, operations, and HR. There are core groups that we look at.
Right.
Probably at the moment where we're placing students more often than not are in operations or information systems, closely related to finance, and mostly in that area it's in corporate finance. And then on marketing, it's in brand and product development is where we're seeing most of that, those placements that are happening. HR will have a smaller number of students coming through there, And some of those students actually end up in some rotation programs going through as they're trying to find their niche along the way.
Right. You've had great employment record rates
Yeah.
recently, in part because of what you said before. On the front end work, you're getting better results in the back end now.
So to give you some example of, we ended up, as all this process started six years ago, our placement rate 90 days post was 71%. That's pretty abysmal. This year it was 96%.
Wow.
And
Big change.
Big change. And it's really just a product of making sure that we're pulling in the right candidates. Now, at the same time, our acceptance rate has dropped from about 60% down to 24%.
Wow. That's
So
a big change too.
it's a big change, and it's difficult conversations with candidates. It's difficult conversations with the dean has to make with the administration as to what's happening. But part of building that strategic plan of what you want to do
Right.
means you have to stick to it if you want to be successful. And I think we've proven that that's been the case.
Great. Your best advice for an applicant to the MBA program is what?
Be focused, be willing to engage, be open-minded, willing to take advice and constructive criticism. Know that if you come into the program with that, you follow our advice, you work with us, you are clear and consistent with what your career goals are at the end of the program, and follow our advice along the way, your opportunities for success are greatly enhanced. The students that have had some difficulty, the students that didn't follow that, and we do everything in our power as we're in the admissions process to identify those students, but also those students are going to fit within the culture of our program.
Great. Bill, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it, John.
John Byrne, Poets and Quants, thank you for listening.